Welcome, fellow last placers, to another episode of LPF Debrief, where Chris and I talk about movies, TV shows, and anime. Yes, we did it! Weeks and weeks, we finally got a great intro. Yeah. So, on today's episode, we are going to be talking about What If Episode 8. And boy, oh boy. But before we get into any of that, we're going to say the same things we say at the beginning of every episode. We are going to shame Yendi for not watching the content that we watch. So, shame.
Shame.
Alongside with that, there are spoilers are ahead. And guys, we are still doing a mouse giveaway once we hit 100 subs. So please help us get to our goal so we can give you guys stuff. And then like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, do all that stuff. Now that we've gotten all that out of the way,
That was
Chris,
smooth too. I gotta say, that was a very smooth
I,
intro.
I
We had
worked on it.
everything
I
compacted.
worked on it. I was like practicing. I was like, yo, I really got to nail this. And I did it. So, Chris,
Yeah,
episode 8, holy moly, is what I have to say. What
bro.
did you think about it?
I thought this episode. One was it did we go back to like a sad episode? Yeah, but but
I mean, no, this was definitely another dark episode.
it was a dark
for
episode,
sure.
but it was fantastic.
It was
Oh
fire.
my god. I'm glad that I'm kind of happy that these last 3 episodes are going to be like tying in.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I did not expect this
What
episode to
happened?
go the way it went. Man, like they made me scared of Ultron, which you should be.
Yeah.
But like
Mhm.
now, like seeing seeing a comment, having him have a goal, and then just keep finding out like, oh, there's more, oh, there's more, oh, there's more, and trying to delete essentially everything is ridiculous. So, very very good episode. I off the rip, it's up there on my list as one of
Yeah.
my favorites. It's really
It's
good, but
definitely one of the. I was speaking to my friend. Shout out to Jay. We were talking about this, and he was like, "It's probably the best episode." And I was like, "I might agree with you, but like, I think I need to do a rewatch." And plus, Chris and I already decided we are going to do a ranking of these episodes. But I definitely think it's top 3 as of right now, like 1000%. I know it's going to be within that range. So, yes, I agree, man. It was insane. I love the way we started this episode with Clint and Natasha doing the things that they normally do and just being badasses as people who are completely regular in the world. So I think that is so cool when they do like these crazy missions that they get sent on. This was also a nod to the Age of Ultron storyline that happened in the comic books. I think it was like 2013, and where most of the Marvel superheroes died, and it was these two who actually lived to continue the fight and stuff like that. So I thought that was a nice little nod that they did. We also found out how Ultron came to be because it was kind of the same premise with Tony wanting to save the world and have that coat of armor, which he said in Age of Ultron, which was a direct line from the movie. And then basically Ultron just winning this time. So Ultron winning was, it was Ultron just won, and we were all like, oh, okay, well, we've got problems now. And then he's actually the one who creates Vision and doesn't need Thor or any of the other Avengers because he pretty much whooped them all. So
yeah,
that whole thing was the whole way that they set the episode up to me was so cool because it was like again, we got the perfect blend of the main storyline, but it also switched to this one thing switched this whole story, right? And then we got the brand new story in the second half. What I'm also finding interesting is that this is another episode where Tony Stark dies, and I'm starting to think Tony's death is an absolute point.
absolute point
Yeah,
in time.
like
Yeah, he
no
always has
matter
to go.
what happens, he has to die. So I think that's cool because then you don't really need to find a way to bring Robert Downey back, right? So at some point you could be like, look, no matter where you go in the universe, he's going to die somehow. And I think it's interesting that they made that happen to Tony because obviously we know probably because of rights and stuff like that, but it is cool to see not cool to see Tony die because I love Tony, but it is an interesting thing to see that no matter where you go, he died in the Killmonger episode, he died in our actual universe, and he died in this.
But the
So and
difference
then
was to me is like he, the way he dies in our universe is sacrifice. He sacrificed himself
yeah,
to save everybody. And so far, every time he's died, as soon as he's dead, that means everybody else is dead. And
Yeah.
he's just kind of there on the side, and it depends on like if he's just trying to save his life or trying to stay alive. Whereas in
Mhm.
you know in Endgame, he knew that he was
Yeah.
gonna die there. So
Yeah. And one of the best things about Endgame that doesn't get talked about enough is the way that Tony's character changes and the fact that he is the person who gained the most after the blip because he got a, like, him and Potts get married and then they have a child and then like he has literally the most to sacrifice and still sacrifices it. And a lot of people don't mention that. And I think that's one of the coolest reasons why I think having Tony die in Endgame is such a good scene because it's like he had so much to lose and he was just like for everyone, I'm going to do this. So I thought that was dope. I knew stuff was going to get real in this episode once Thanos showed up and got split in half
swoop.
immediately,
He's
which was kind of ironic because that's exactly what Thanos wanted to do. Like he wanted the thing in half, but this also made me a little bit upset because for one reason, because you diminish the way you diminish Vision at that point, right? Because in Infinity War, if that was the case, he could have done that, right? And then it kind of gets you upset because it's like, damn, Vision, you had all this power, and we literally just watched someone else cut this man in half with the same stone that you have, and you didn't do it. So I found it kind of like I thought it was cool, but it was also like, damn, Vision, you kind of messed us up here, man. I know that he was trying to like, he was fighting through a lot in Infinity War because he got stabbed and all that stuff. And I guess that's the perfect way to make it and that's why they did it. They purposely did it because they know Vision would have been able to handle himself in that situation. So they did the proper steps in order for us to believe, hey, Vision's really hurt and we need to do all these things. But man, if Vision was just there, we would have been fine. We
yeah,
would
man.
have been fine. We would have not gotten Endgame. Yes, it would have hurt us as fans, but for the realist, yeah, Vision would have kicked Thanos' ass. So I thought that was great. I love that we saw those quick cuts to each scene. Like we saw the Guardians 2 scene. We went on Sakaar and we saw our boy Krog fighting. And then the coolness was once Ultron gets the Infinity Stones and he starts trying to take things out, we see Captain Marvel show up, which makes sense because Captain Marvel will always be an entity also, which makes it like the fact that she brought him all the way to the Earth's core
And
and
then
still
took care.
lost
Yeah.
was kind of shocking to me because if you guys don't know, Captain Marvel is able to absorb energies, but he basically did a blast so big that she wasn't even able to absorb it, like literally just vanished. And he blew up like 3
What
Earths,
the?
like 3 different, like 6 planets or
Yeah, man.
something
It
like
was
that.
it was nuts. It was
It was
crazy how quickly too the his planet that he made, like his ship, and then
yeah.
whenever like it's like a swarm just comes
Mhm.
out and then you just see the planet glow red and then it blows up and
Yeah.
then you see the swarm go back into the ship.
Yeah.
I was like, all right,
Yeah.
on to the next one. And it's
Kind
like
of like a
Jesus.
flood, like you know what I
Yeah.
mean, just showing up and just like we're gonna take care of this real quick.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's it. Like nobody.
Bro. And
And
then this is the
yeah,
first time also that we saw Guardians. The Guardians
yeah,
well, Peter Quill being
yeah.
Star-Lord. So,
Actual Star
yeah,
Lord, yeah,
actual
because they did
Star-Lord.
the scene from Volume 2
Mhm.
where pretty much they were fighting and stuff. So I thought them showing all those cool little scenes was super dope. Also, as a Terminator fan, I love that Captain Marvel shows up and calls him, "Listen, Skynet." Like that line to me was so good because I was like, but I disagree with her because she was like, "I got to say, I really don't think it needs a sequel." I mean, it depends on which one she's going from. If she's talking about Terminator 2, then yes, we did not need a Terminator 3. But if she's talking about Terminator 1, we needed Terminator 2. So I don't know which one she's talking about, but I kind of agree if it's from 2 to 3.
It's a
So,
lot of movie references lately too.
oh
I
yeah,
like how they're going after like what Spider because it all started with Spider-Man, right? It had
yeah,
to
yeah.
like whenever you're just
It
like, have you guys
started
seen
in
this
the
movie?
MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever they're walking through the archives, when
Mhm.
Hawkeye and Black Widow are walking through the archives, and he's like, have you seen Raiders of the Lost Ark? She's like,
Yeah.
oh,
I
love
love
that
that movie.
movie. And I
Yeah.
was like, it's like what is happening here?
I loved it. I love that. I also loved one they were in there and honestly, what was also so cool about this episode is we got another interaction with the Watcher, right? And
Getting
find
surprised too. That
like
was
getting shocked because
yeah.
remember we saw that at the end of the last episode where he got shocked where he was like, "Wait a second, I don't know what's happening here." So it kind of gave us a foreshadow of what was about to happen,
Oh, you
and then he
froze
was
on
like,
me?
"I can
Okay,
hear
there you
you." You know what I mean? And then that was like, "Wait, what? What do you mean you can hear me?" Like that's kind of crazy
go. And as
that
soon as he turns around and he looks,
yeah,
that was also cool how you see the area that the Watcher is in, how you see how the Watcher is viewing all these things.
looking at yeah,
He's going that like it's the archive of crystals and he's just like peering in, and that
yeah.
was nuts. But yeah, whenever he freaks out and he's like, yeah, whenever Visions looks at him and he's like, yeah, I can see you, and he's like, and he like backs away from the glass like, oh crap, like
He's like, yeah, that's not supposed to happen, kind of thing, because I can see everything. So then you see him starting to root for Natasha and Clint because he obviously knows there's a way, because he knows what's supposed to happen. I thought it was awesome that we got to see Red Guardian shield and Black
yes,
Widow got
and
to
she got
wield
to
it.
use it, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was so cool because she was like, "Hey, do you like my colors?" And I thought that was amazing. And then they also did another reference because then we get the A New Hope reference with the when he talks about the when he's like sorry to break it to you, the Death Star plans are not in the main computer, which is in Star
Oh,
Wars.
did he say that?
Yeah, like right when he was about to find it, he says that. Yeah,
Oh
so I
man.
was like, man, we are really getting a deep cut into these movies.
Yeah.
And then when they actually go find Zola, we see a similar scene again when they go for Cap Civil War. That's where Iron Man, Cap, and Bucky fight
Yeah.
for the yeah. So there was that scene, whole scene, which was amazing.
But
I
also
also
the go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the what was it? Was it Infinity War or Endgame? I think it was Infinity War. No, it's Endgame. The Black Widow holding like she's the one who's about to fall, and it was
Yeah, well,
roles
yeah,
reversed. Yeah. So
yeah, I was getting there, but yeah, for that was so dope with on Volmer on whatever that planet's called.
is it Volmir?
But yeah, Volmir, she does
Somewhere
the
around there. Yeah.
it's a flip, yeah, and it's pretty much a flip, and she's like, oh, he's like, no, like I'm gonna and that shot, oh my god, I'm going to immediately copy. Well, I'm gonna go get that shot. I need to find someone who got that shot because that shot of Hawkeye falling
And then
and
having
all
all
of the
the yeah.
amazing, I literally like gasped. I was like, oh snap! This is like that's my background. It has to be my background. Like immediately background. And I think it's awesome that Hawkeye always has an arrow for everything. What like he literally has an arrow for every situation. When he plugged in the USB to get Zola, and I was like, wait, what?
I was like,
How
this is
did he
kind
have
of
a
cool.
USB arrow? Like, when did he get that? And then they shoot it, and then obviously he finds out, and then we get that. We did get that whole blow up scene, which was crazy, and then that thing, and then we see Natasha do her pose because she's such a poser. So
That's what I
just
thought
having
about
those
too.
references, yeah, just having those references to the movies are just was one of my favorite things. And then we get the Ultron and Watcher fight because Ultron finally shows up, and man, when he breaks through the glass, I was like, oh no, here we go. But like, I knew Watcher could fight, like I know that, but still,
But it also
like,
sucks with the Watcher. Going back to the archive real quick. Whenever he's like, "Oh my God, they're so close,"
yeah,
and he's like, "I
I
just need
can't
them
get
to
involved.
find it, and I can't interfere." The fact that how dedicated he is to the oath is
Yeah.
insane. But to me, I was just like, "Bro, I understand you have to follow this oath. They're supposed to figure it out." But at this point, like you are the last like remaining stand for all universes. Like you're literally the last guy.
But the thing is, I do think if they would have walked away from it, he would have gave them a sign.
I thought he'd like
Because he
flip
was on the
like
brink.
yeah
Yeah. He was on the brink of doing it.
yeah.
So, like, you know what I mean? And then we'll talk about what happens later, but he was on the brink of it. And I don't feel like him knowing that this is getting super dangerous and he's not able to see what's going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
I think he totally would have been like, yo, like, here it is. Or
Which we got another moment like that. It reminded
yeah,
me of Loki with He Who Remains. Whenever he's
yep.
just like, "Hey, I lied.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
don't
what's
know.
going. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
what's
don't know
about to
what's
happen
happening
next."
next. Yeah. So they get that fight, and that was again the
so
animation
good.
team will always get my credit. I'm going to do it every episode because the animation team made these fights are like just amazing. The fact that they were literally punching each other through universes, like they were fighting through universes. We saw Steve become president in a universe, And then one of the coolest features that they did was Ultron literally does a Galactus reference and eats a
Yes.
eats a
Oh,
universe.
yes. Yeah. I
And
thought it was nice. I was like, what?
and I was like, yo, they really just had Ultron eat a universe. I was like, Galactus reference. I'm all about that. So that whole fight, I mean, we pretty much knew the Watcher wasn't going to have a chance after a
No,
while.
as soon as he hit him down onto the ground, and
Yes.
that was another cool moment, like how more rapid the universe changes were
Yeah.
happening
Well, when he was
to the
punching
punch.
them.
Like as soon as he punched
Yeah.
him, universe, I
Yeah.
was like, oh my god.
Yeah. It was
So
crazy. But yeah, Ultron's ultimate plan was he just wanted everyone to die so he could be at peace. And now he found a whole multiverse. And now he becomes the actual villain of the show because now he's literally affecting the multiverse. So I think that in itself and potentially having these last 3 episodes, we all think they're all going to pretty much tie in. So, and we're going to figure out what's going to happen. And then we find out the key moment that the Watcher goes to someone for some help, and it is Doctor Strange who created his own universe and is stuck there. And then he's like, "Listen, I need like he's like, I want you to say it." And he's like, "You really want me to say it, don't you?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Yeah, I do." And he's like, "I need your help." But Strange knowing that, and we already saw the foreshadow that kind also because Strange was another person who saw the Watcher.
yeah.
So like it opened up with enough to like, hey, you got to see like all these characters, like the 2 characters who interacted with them. Now it's going to be a insane. Like I don't even know what's going to happen in episode 9 because the crazy thing is we still got 2 more episodes. So I know they're not going to put all their eggs in one basket in 9. So I'm really curious to see what happens next.
What if all the universes can? I don't know. They probably have the name out there already.
Well,
But
yeah, it's gonna be something crazy because I mean, I don't even think like it wouldn't even be a what if anymore, right? Because technically we're in our own territory
or
now.
we could do like a what if the Watcher interfered?
Well, yeah,
That'd be kind
something
of
like
cool.
that.
Like
I mean, that's exactly what he did. So
yeah,
I'm wondering what the what if is going to be because now we're
yeah.
in
It's
a
all yeah.
completely different like time zone. We don't even. It's not even like we know because we don't know this story,
Yeah.
and I think that's cool because now we're like, dang, all of this can affect, and we don't know what they're going to go back to either, right? Because yeah, what like Watcher is getting the help from Doctor Strange Supreme, but they could get out of there and everything could be gone. Who knows how much time passes by or how long it takes Ultron to do. So
Well, there's
I'm
one
excited.
guarantee I think that we get Black Panther because he's only done 3 episodes, right? And there were supposed to be
Yes.
4. So that's the only
Well,
rumor right now. Maybe we'll see.
I think my theory is I think episode 10 ends with him getting assistance from like everyone we've seen and they
Mhm.
kind of make like a what if Avengers. And, like I think we're going to see all the characters we saw. I think we're going to see, Agent Carter. I think we're going to see Star-Lord T'Challa. I think we're going to see all the characters
Oh,
that
okay.
were
I see what
what
you're
if.
saying.
Yeah,
That'd
you
be
know what I mean?
cool. That's cool.
And I think
Yeah,
they're all going to like avenge to be like, hey, we got to protect the multiverse. Like,
yeah.
and then they're going to also find out, wait, there's other universes, and it's going to be like, well, I needed you
Yeah.
to, like, yeah. He was like, wait, so you could have stopped this? I mean, yeah,
Yeah, the
but
Watcher's gonna be like, "Hey, man, how about we all forget about this? We're gonna
yeah,
go
yeah,
right
like,
back to
don't worry
normal.
about it. Exactly.
Don't worry
Just
about
let me
me."
put you guys back where you found. You never saw me, and then do the Men in Black thing. So yeah, Chris, let's do it the same way we always do it. What was your favorite part of this episode?
The moment that Vision realized, like that narration moment where he's narrating Vision's thoughts, and he's like, he begins to realize that there's somebody there, and blah blah blah, and then Vision's like, "I see you," and then he realizes it's him, and it's like, "Wait, what?" And he backs up. Iconic, man. It's so good. It's such a good moment. Love that
Yeah.
moment a lot. Yeah,
I,
That's my favorite part of the episode.
yeah, I agree with that. My favorite was like I said, the Hawkeye thing. I just that it's the capture for me, the visual of it. Just seeing like just the far shot, you can see enough detail to know that it's Hawkeye, but you can also see like just them running, like them flying towards each other. It's like cinematic gold, and
Yeah.
to get that in animation for me is like it just shows you how far we've come with animation, and I love to see stuff like that because that looks real. It looked like the way that it was shot, it looked like a real shot, but it wasn't. So it was that scene to me is like legit going to be my screen on my computer. I need it immediately. I will find it and I will get it because I know somebody did it. Because I can't be the only person who thought that scene was
No,
amazing.
I knew you were gonna bring it up whenever I saw it. I was like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, this is.
yeah. There's no way no one else thought that was amazing. So that's pretty much the episode.
Yeah,
Really,
man.
we kind of covered that. Uh, not pretty quickly, but I mean, we talked about pretty much everything about that episode. Do you
Mhm.
have any theories that you think is going to happen next besides the ones we already gave?
Bro, I have no idea. I have no idea.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It's
a
really
good
good
thing.
because I did not think this
Watching it,
episode was gonna go the way it went. I was like,
yeah.
I knew we
No,
were gonna
yeah,
get Vision. I was like, he's gonna destroy a lot of stuff, but I did not think he was gonna get into the
like
Watchers.
multiverse, yeah.
Yeah, in the multiverse.
So
So
yeah, so we have a bigger story, and can't wait to see what the last two episodes bring to us. Episode 9 and 10. We will be bringing you guys that as soon as they come out. Pretty much drop them on Thursdays, and we're also gonna have another video for the Venom video. We don't know. I'm not gonna say the exact day because Chris and I are still working that out. But you should see it before next week or around next week. You might see it Sunday, but like again, don't hold us to that. Chris and I are still discussing.
it's a busy week. Busy week
It
for
is a busy
everybody.
week. Busy week. So we will drop it for you guys. So, like I said before, guys, like, subscribe, tell a friend. We want to do this mouse giveaway so we can start doing some other giveaways. And then remember, every Tuesday, guys, we are on live 8 o'clock on Twitch and YouTube now. So wherever you consume your content, please go watch that stuff, share it, do all that good stuff. And we're all on all the podcast networks. So tell friends, do all that stuff. We love talking about this stuff. So that's what we want to do. And besides that, see you guys next Tuesday. Fire Team out.